Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a great day today. Can you hear that? I'm gonna hope no, because I honestly don't think I could handle it in here if the fan wasn't on, because it is so hot in this room. Hello, today's video is going to be a empties video. I have my little crate here full of all of the products that I used up within the last 6 months. I like to do kind of larger empties like this because one, I think it's more fun, and two, I have very short-term memory loss, and it's always fun just going back through all the products that I used up and seeing like how much I actually used up. Usually when I do these videos, I end up using up about $700-ish worth of product, and I don't think this is going to be any different. If you're new here, hi, my name's Vivian. I'm a robotics engineer with a love for all things beauty and makeup related, and I love trying new things, but I never want to be over consuming and use up the products that I have. So I really like these empties videos. I also really like that I can give a full review of these because I use them completely up. I'm just really excited. So I hope you guys like this video, and if you do, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and let's just hop into it. There's also not really going to be an order to this. I'm just going to take it out as I pull it out of this bin here. There does seem to be a lot of full-size products here, so I'm excited. First thing here is just contact solution. I usually get like the 2-pack, but I finished up one of them. Not very exciting, but did get used up. I also used up this shampoo and conditioner from Briogeo. You can see there's like a tiny bit of product left, but I think I've used this enough to call it good. This was my travel shampoo and conditioner for a while now. It's just okay. I feel like my hair gets so oily so quickly, and with this shampoo and conditioner, it still got oily a little bit faster than I would typically like. This made my hair oily within a day and a half, whereas a lot of other shampoos and conditioners will make my hair last for 3-ish days. So I don't think I would repurchase these. The scent was really nice, and I would maybe consider trying some other shampoo and conditioners from Briogeo, but for me, this was just not it. I was not a huge fan. I used up 2 of these salt cup washes. I have a reusable disc that I use for my period from Salt, and so I just have these. I think I picked these up at Target originally or on their website. I can't remember for sure, but I also just bought a new one because I ran out of these 2. Yeah, it's nice for like in between cleanings of the cup or of the disc before doing like the full sanitize whole thing. I would keep repurchasing this for sure, and I have. It's just a good to have, especially if you're using reusable silicone products for your periods. The next thing I have here is this Dragon Fruit Shea Sugar Scrub from Tree Hut. I think I go through at least one of these like every single time I do an empties video. It is just a good exfoliator for me. I like the way it feels. I like the way that it smells. The sugar gives an abrasive enough scrub for me without being too harsh on my skin. So I like it. I finished this one. I'm currently working on another one right now. Another empty is this from CeraVe. This is the hydrating facial cleanser, and I was using this as my like shower cleanser. It's not my favorite. I do have oily skin, so I typically like to go in with things that are a little bit more, that like suds up a little bit more. I like the way that feels better. I would repurchase this if necessary, but I have the salicylic acid one that I like. They have a oily version of this cleanser as well that I would probably go for over this, but I do like it. I have used up a full size of these in the past, and this is no different. I do like CeraVe as a brand a lot. I think they make really good like staple skincare. The next thing I have here is from Uni. This is the body wash refill. They did send this to me, and I like the concept of this a lot, but in practice, it was just not thought out very well. So the way that this works, you screw the aluminum can on the bottom, and this is just like a reusable pump, but if you're not holding the bottom of this, like when you push it down, this just comes out. It just pops out, which doesn't make it very useful when you are showering and just trying to like pump some out unless you have it sitting on something. But when you have it sitting on something, since this is aluminum and the shower is wet, it leaves like rust marks. So I like the idea of having just recyclable containers, but the way that this was thought out was not the best to me, and that is why I wouldn't repurchase it. Also, this got like so gunky just from being in my shower and stuff. So yeah, I don't think I would repurchase this, but the body wash itself was nice. I have no complaints about it. Yeah, the delivery mechanism was just not it for me though. I also finished up this full-size Mika Perk Up Dry Shampoo. This is actually a great dry shampoo. I use these all the time and I've gone through quite a few bottles of it now. I feel like it does a good job of slightly degreasing my hair, just enough for me to get through the day before I can make it like to my next shower and hair wash, but it doesn't leave a white cast in my hair, which I feel like a lot of dry shampoos do. This doesn't give you the most oil absorbing feel out there. Like, I don't think that this would do well for super oily hair, but it does the job for what I need, and it smells nice and I like it, and I will probably continue to purchase this in the future. I do think it is quite expensive for a dry shampoo, but it is really nice, and this is like one of the only dry shampoos that I've tried that don't leave me with that like super light white cast. I've even tried tinted dry shampoos that give me a white cast, so I really like this. Big fan. Will probably repurchase. The next thing I have here is this Prequel Skin Utility Ointment Multi-Purpose Skin Protectant. This feels very reminiscent of like an Aquaphor Vaseline type of situation in a squeezy tube. I was using this a lot when I was in Texas when it was so dry and I just needed a lot of moisture. I was mostly using this on my body. I don't love this for my face. It was fine. This claims to be non-greasy, and I feel like that's true. Like, I don't think it like lingered very much. I like it. I don't think I would repurchase it again though. I think I just prefer more of that lotion texture rather than the petroleum jelly texture. I did also use this like on my lips if I felt like my lips were so dry and needed extra hydration. I have Aquaphor, like little guys of Aquaphor. I don't think I would repurchase this again. The next thing I have here is the Day Star Gloss Shine Treatment. This smells amazing. It makes my hair feel so soft. It makes my hair so shiny, and I like a lot of things about this besides the fact that there are visible glitters in this hair mask. So if you are wearing this to sleep, which it says that you could do, if you are wearing this like to go around the house, I would just be careful because the glitter transfers everywhere. I don't usually wear this to sleep, but I have worn this to the gym, to like an Orange Theory class, and I got up from the mat and I was like, where did all of this glitter come from? And I realized it was coming from my hair. I think the product is great. I would repurchase it, but like heavy warning that there is glitter. Glitter transfers everywhere, but the effect it has on my hair was amazing. I loved the way my hair felt after this. My hair was so shiny. It felt so soft, like ridiculously soft. It's just a shame that there's so much glitter in it because I feel like I would wear this overnight too. Maybe you can wear it with like a shower cap or something, but I don't know if I want to sleep in a shower cap. Either way, I think I would repurchase this. Just be very careful with what you are resting your head on when you use this. I also finished up a mini contact solution from BioTrue. This is just the mini. I use this for travels mostly. The next thing I have here is this Paula's Choice Exfoliant Skin Perfecting 2% BHA Liquid Exfoliant. I have had this for a couple of years now, and I fell in love with it, took a break from it for quite a while, and started using this again, and my skin looks so good when I use this. This clears up all of my blackheads. This just does the best job, and because I finished this up, I've been trying to work through some of my other toners. I miss this. Like, this did such a good job with my skin. I loved the way that this made my skin look. It was so smooth, so little blackheads, and I don't get blackheads that often, but I just noticed a huge difference in my skin when using this. I know that it could be quite strong for some people, so if you have super sensitive skin, I would maybe stay away from such a strong acid, but for my oily skin, this worked amazing. I would definitely repurchase this, and I already have. The next thing I have here is this Vanilla Co. Clean It Zero Cleansing Balm. I picked this up because it was a mini, and because I travel so much, I really just wanted like something small that I could fit in all of my different travel bags, and I liked this enough. Honestly, it was fine. I had no issues with it. I do feel like it did a good job of dissolving my makeup. If maybe leaving like a tiny bit of an oily residue, but after double cleansing, it was fine. Yeah, I would probably repurchase it if I was in a pinch, or if I just wanted another like travel cleansing balm where I needed something small and compact that I could take that I wouldn't have to worry about spilling everywhere. I would repurchase this. Speaking of cleansing oils, I finished this one from Bioma. This is the Milky Oil Cleanser, and I like this well enough. I think it did a good job of removing my makeup. However, it's a little bit thicker than my favorite Skin 1004 cleansing balm, so if I had to choose between the two, I would definitely repurchase the Skin 1004 one over this one, but it did a good job. I used up the whole thing, so there's that. I finished up an entire refill of the Tower 28 SOS spray. I knew this was gonna happen. This is like my holy grail product. I use this day and night, and I have several bottles stashed everywhere, like in my gym bag, at work, in my everyday makeup bag, like in both of my bathrooms. I just use this so much, so I knew that was gonna happen. I am glad that I finished up the refill size, but because I finished the refill size, that also means I finished 4 of the original size. I'm only gonna count the refill pricing in my like total tally because I don't know like when I refilled them, whatever. I don't know when I finished up the original, but I finished this, and I'm going to continue repurchasing this because the hypochlorous acid, this is my favorite like holy grail product in my skincare routine. I don't think I can live without it, and I will probably finish up another one during the next Empties video. Like, it's just so good. I also finished up 2 of these Touchland hand sanitizers. I finished up the Blue Sandalwood scent and the Citrus Grove scent. Out of these 2, I prefer the Citrus Grove scent, but they're great. I love these little Touchland hand sanitizers. I feel so fancy when I use them. I feel like every cool girl has them, and I just always keep one in my purse, in my bag, at my desk, like, and they last a really long time too. I feel like it has taken me forever to finish these 2, and I use them very regularly. The next thing I finished is this cleanser from La Roche-Posay. This is the Toleriane Purifying Foaming Cleanser, and I liked this a lot. I would definitely repurchase this. I feel like it is a great, gentle, but like lathering enough cleanser that just works great for me. Yeah, would definitely repurchase, and I think I have a big size of this already that I would need to make my way through, so I like it, would definitely repurchase. The next thing I have here is the Fresh Milk Body Lotion, and I would not repurchase this. This was gifted to me, I'm pretty sure, but this pills on me so badly. I don't even know why, because I'm applying this like fresh out the shower, putting this on, and it still pills. Why that happens, I don't know, but I don't like that it happens. I did use it up because when I'm just like sitting at home, I don't care that much, but very frustrating to have to deal with that all the time. Would not repurchase. It smells nice though. It smells like it would be very calming and soothing. I just think for some reason this did not work with my skin type and my body, but I finished it still. I also finished up this Dove deodorant. Deodorants take me a really long time to finish up because I am honestly not that sweaty of a person, and I don't really get BO. It's like a genetic thing, I don't know. So it takes me a really long time to finish up these deodorants, but I finished this one. I'm currently working through another one. I feel like I've been using deodorant a little bit more now that I'm like fully in office again, like 4 days a week, and so I need to make sure that I'm not sweaty and stinky for everyone in the office. I'm not very picky about deodorants. I've been using Old Spice deodorants for a little bit now. I just need something that smells nice. I would maybe repurchase this again, but again, I'm not picky. I might just like have fun and choose a different deodorant whenever I finish this next one. I finished up 2 of these Heroin Make Speedy Mascara Removers. I have raved about these for so long, especially if you're using waterproof K-beauty mascaras, anything that's super hard to remove. This makes removing it so much easier. It has this like weird kind of wand, but it's basically just a very concentrated oil, and you apply this directly to your lashes, and I just let it do its thing while I'm cleansing oil cleansing the rest of my face. And by the time that I am ready to rinse the oil cleanse off, like this is also ready to remove the mascara. I think it's great. I've bought multiple repurchases of these. I honestly don't think I can live without it, especially now that I've like discovered Korean beauty mascaras, and they're kind of my holy grail, and they're all I really wear anymore. I foresee myself going through a bunch of these like forever, and I keep one of these in each of my different locations. Like I have one at my fiance's house, I have one at my house, and I have one like in my makeup bag, my toiletry bag, my travel bag. I have so many of these, and I finished up these too. I also finished up this Flamingo body wax kit. I mostly use these to wax my armpits. I don't like shaving my armpits because they always make my armpits really itchy. My skin, like anytime I get any sort of bruising or anything, that just lingers for a really long time. So I just like the wax because when I shave I itch, and it just makes it a weird color. I don't know. But I like these. I will probably repurchase them, and I think I already have their wax strips. I pretty much only exclusively use them for my armpits, so they take me a while to finish up, but I would repurchase for sure. I finished another contact solution mini. I have 2 vitamin C serums that I finished up here. The first is from Naturium. This is the vitamin C complex serum. I originally bought this when I was looking for a alternative to my beloved the Sunday Riley CEO vitamin C serum, because that is just so expensive. I like the packaging of this. It's a very nice like glass bottle. However, the formula is not my absolute favorite. I have a different vitamin C serum favorite that I'm going to get to in a second here, but I probably wouldn't repurchase this if I'm going to be spending this amount of money on a more affordable vitamin C serum. I would 100% pick the next one that I'm going to talk about over this one. So I wouldn't repurchase this. It was fine. I didn't dislike it. I just have other ones that I prefer more. And the one that I prefer more is this from Vanic Cream. This is their vitamin C serum with ceramide. This is my holy grail vitamin C serum. I love the texture of this. I feel like it just does such a good job. This feels very similar to the Sunday Riley CEO vitamin C serum, but this is so much cheaper, and this lasts a really long time. It also has the airless pump, so you're gonna get every single last drop of product out of here. I just like truly love this and would 100% repurchase it. I have a couple of other vitamin C serums that I need to get through because I bought various ones to try and find a replacement for my Sunday Riley CEO serum. So I'm going to work my way through those, but once I finish that, I'm definitely repurchasing the Vanic Cream one. This is holy grail for me as well. I finished up this toothpaste. This is just the Crest 3D White Stain Eraser. It is a good toothpaste. I don't know. I usually go with like any of the Crest 3D Whites stain erasers or something like that to whiten my teeth. I don't know. I have this little size. I don't know if it's a mini or what. I'm pretty sure it's a mini, but this is the Moroccan Oil treatment, and it is fine. Like, I like the way this smells. This packaging, however, spilled everywhere all the time, even though the lid is on like completely tight. If I have this in my travel bag and it's like tilted sideways, there's gonna be oil everywhere. So I didn't love that. I do feel like I wasted quite a bit of product, but this does last you a very long time because I use so little oil in my hair, and I really don't like heat style my hair very often. So I don't know if I like need to repurchase it, especially because I have 2 other hair oils and I need to make my way through that I've had for years now. But I did like that it was a small size that I could take with me on travel. I don't know if you guys know this, but I travel a lot for work, so it's always nice to have little mini sizes that I can throw in any of my toiletry bags and still have room and like save space. I don't think I would repurchase it. I also used up this Caudalie Resveratrol Lift Serum. This is a very expensive serum. I'm pretty sure this was sent to me and I like it a lot, but I am not going to repurchase it. I cannot justify spending that much money. I think this is a retinol based serum and I do like it, but I have other retinols that I like as well, and I just can't justify spending this much money on this serum. I think it smells nice. I think Caudalie is a great brand. I can't spend that much money. So I like it. If it was on sale or if I got sent another bottle, would I use it? Yes, but I don't know if I would spend my own money on it. Maybe that's just me being cheap, but in this economy, spending like $80 on a serum, I don't know if I could do that. I have 4 different sunscreens here, which feels kind of crazy. Actually, one of these is just a moisturizer. So the moisturizer is the Bioma Moisturizing Gel Cream. I have had this for quite a while now and I do like it. I feel like I have gotten a good amount of usage out of it. It like won't pump out any more product, and I do like this for a lightweight moisturizer. The gel cream is exactly what it says. It's a little bit thicker than a normal gel, but not as thick as the normal lotion, and I liked it. I used it up completely. Honestly, I don't find myself reaching for moisturizer a ton. I feel like my skin is so oily that with the serums that I put on, like it's usually hydrated enough. If I need extra hydration, I usually just get it from my sunscreen. So I don't think I would repurchase it. Bioma is a very good like drugstore brand. I like the packaging, even though it is kind of bulky. So I don't know. I wouldn't not repurchase it, but I also wouldn't repurchase it because I have a lot of moisturizers and I don't use them that often. On to the sunscreens. I have 3 different sunscreens here. The first is the Hamish Artless Glow Base. This is also kind of a makeup-y type of product. I really liked the way this looked on my skin. It did leave a very pretty glow, like glow from within type of look, but it didn't make my face feel super oily, greasy throughout the day. I would probably repurchase this. I still have other sunscreens that are more my favorite than this one, but I do like it and I'm glad that I used it up completely. The next one is the Beauty of Joseon Matte Sunstick. So the Beauty of Joseon sunscreens, I feel like are very, very, very popular. I liked this, but I did not use this on my face. I pretty much only used this on my hands or arms when I was like outside for work and needed just a really quick touch up. I don't think this applied well over makeup, so I don't think I would use it for that purpose, but I did use this up completely. There is maybe a little bit more product like in there that I can't get out unless I like scrape it out, and I'm not gonna do that, but I did like it. I would repurchase it if I needed to. I think I prefer more gel-like sunscreens over the stick formula. I also finished this from Dune Suncare. This is the Mug Guard Invisible Gel Sun Care for Face. This is SPF 30 on the lighter end of sunscreen, but for using it just on my face, I feel like it did a good job. I do like the way this felt on my skin. It absorbed very quickly because it is that gel texture and it didn't make my face feel greasy. Would I repurchase it? Yeah, I would. I think again, I have so many other sunscreens that I need to get through that I am not going to do that anytime soon, but I do like it and I thought it worked really well. This is the sunscreen that I was using like all through Hawaii last year, all of my vacations, like a really long time. So it does last you quite a while too, because you're not really using a ton of it for just your face and neck, or at least I wasn't. I would definitely repurchase. I liked it. I have quite a few makeup empties. Let's do these that aren't necessarily makeup, but I kind of consider it in the same category. This is a mini of the Grande Lash Enhancing Serum. This is 0.02 fluid ounces, and I finished a mini of the Grande Brow, and this is 0.05 fluid ounces. So I think both of these are amazing. I think they did such a good job of making my lashes look fuller. Now that I started using lash serum and being really consistent with it, I feel like I kind of have to always use lash serum now, especially at least for the next year up until my wedding. I want my lashes to be super full and luscious. I don't love falsies because I find that they irritate my eyes a lot, but I like the minis. I obviously take these traveling with me all the time. These kind of just lived in my travel bag for a while until I used them up, and yeah, I would definitely repurchase these, and I have a big like full size of the Grande Lash in my bathroom right now that I'm trying to work through, so would definitely repurchase. Big fan of that. The rest of this is like full makeup. The next thing that I finished up is the Glossier Future Dew. this was in my project pan and I used this up completely. Like, I don't even think this pumps out anymore. Like, the tiniest bit comes out. I would not repurchase it. I feel like I have a lot of other primers that I prefer over this. I have a lot of glowy primers that I prefer over this, but I did use it up completely, so I'm really happy about that. I'm glad to like remove one of the primers from my collection because I have been, you know, hoarding a lot of them. I don't love the way this smells, to be honest, but besides that, like, I do think it's a pretty product. I don't love the texture on me. It's a little bit too oily for my taste, especially because I have oily skin. It feels like a little bit heavy on my skin, but I did use it up completely, which is cool. I also finished up this little mini of the Drunk Elephant Be Goldie Drops. This is 0.16 fluid ounces, and this was in my project pan as well. This only took me about 3 months to use it up completely, so definitely have a decent amount of product here, definitely enough to know your thoughts on it. I don't think I would repurchase this. I, again, have a ton of glowy primers, some that I like a lot more than this, so I would just rather go in with one of those over this one. However, I did use it up. It's nice. I just don't think it's maybe worth the hype. I also used up this little mini of the Rafi Gloss highlighter. This is 0.17 fluid ounces, and this was also in my project pan. I liked it. I like to mix this in with my foundation as well if I wanted a glowier base. Would I repurchase? Probably not, but mostly because I don't use highlighter a ton, and I have a couple of highlighters that are like gel highlighters, cream highlighters that I really need to work my way through. So I don't think I would repurchase it purely because I just don't wear highlighter very often, but it was a good formula. I did like it. I also finished this Glossier Perfecting Skin Tint in my project pan. This took me quite a while to finish, but I finally finished it. Towards the end, I honestly really loved this product. Did exactly what I wanted it to, which was smooth out the skin, even my skin tone out without looking super heavy, without being super cakey throughout the day, without getting super oily throughout the day either. I definitely liked this. I don't think I will repurchase again because I have so many foundations to get through and skin tints to get through. Out of the ones that I have in my collection, this was on the lower end of favorites, but I do really like this. I don't know if I said this, but I had this in the shade G9, and I'm glad to just have said that I used up completely an entire foundation, especially because, you know, this took quite a long time to finish up. I also finished up a powder, a full powder. Most of the makeup items that I finish up are through my project pan. So I also finished up this Kosis Cloud set in the shade Cushiony. That is empty, baby. I am so glad that I finished this. I was really annoyed because the packaging of this broke. For being a high-end brand and the packaging breaking, I'm not a huge fan of that. That's honestly quite annoying. I did finish it. I'm glad I finished it. I have lots of powders in my collection, and I'm glad to be able to pull some more out. Also through my project pan, I finished this Tower 28 Bronzino in the shade West Coast. I have a little bit of product left right around the edges, but I've been using this for quite a while. It honestly smells really bad. Like, it smells like very expired Play-Doh. So I loved this formula. This is one of my favorite formulas and shades for bronzers in the summer. It just leaves the most pretty glow, like sun-kissed glow. This shade specifically has a little bit more of a red undertone, which I think looks beautiful in the summer. I honestly really like it. I have a lot of bronzers, and I'm working my way through them. And so I don't think I would repurchase this anytime soon, but if I were to somehow make my way through all of my other bronzers, I would definitely consider repurchasing this. I feel like the shade is just beautiful. It blended so nicely, and it had relatively good staying power for being such an emollient formula. I really liked it. I'm glad that I finished it up. This isn't technically an empty, but it broke and I've been using it, so I'm going to call it an empty. This is the e.l.f. powder brush. These e.l.f. brushes are pretty cheap and they're pretty good for being so cheap, but because they're cheap, the quality isn't great and the bristles came apart from the barrel. So I'm going to call this an empty, but I have a lot of other brushes that I can use and not buy anymore. So probably not going to anytime soon, but if I needed to get like a brush, if I forgot one on the go, I would definitely pick up some more e.l.f. brushes. I also finished a little mini of the Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. I've had this in my collection for quite a while. I feel like this is a great staple setting spray in my collection. I do have the full size of this. I have 2 different variants of the full size, like the original and the watermelon hyaluronic acid one, but it's a great setting spray. I have no issues with it. I'm glad that I was able to use up a mini. I was thinking about keeping the bottle and like refilling this mini because again, I travel so much, like for work, for personal reasons, and I always want to pack as minimally as possible when it comes to like makeup and skincare, even though I know I don't. So the little minis are just nice to have. So I might keep the bottle just to refill, but I did use up the full mini of the bottle. I have 4 different mascaras here that I used up. 2 of them are kind of unused, but I didn't love the formula enough to keep them, and I've had these for quite a while now, so I just felt like it was time to let them go regardless. And then 2 of these I really love. Let's talk about these Nabla Vicious mascaras. In terms of effect, I think these are stunning. For my lashes, my very stubborn, very straight Asian lashes, this did not work for me, but I do really like the way this made my lashes look, if that makes sense. I'm just very picky about my mascaras, and for both of these, even the waterproof one smudged on me a lot. The non-waterproof one did not hold a curl, which is to be expected, but if I wasn't so particular about my mascaras, I think I would really like these. If I didn't have such straight Asian lashes that I do, I think I would really like these, but these just didn't work for me. Most mascaras don't, to be honest, but yeah, these just fell flat for me, and I do like them. The packaging is unreal. Like, they have these little panther heads. I'm not sure what the animal is, some big cat animal, and the packaging is beautiful and like very heavy feeling, very luxurious feeling. It just didn't work for me, which is unfortunate because I do like Nabla a lot, and they very graciously sent these to me, and I was thinking about maybe giving them to someone else, but you know, it's mascara. That's kind of unhygienic, so I think I'm just gonna call these empties instead and toss them. The next mascara that I finished up is the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara in the shade Jet. I think the Tower 28 mascaras work for me a little bit better when it comes to like non-Korean beauty mascaras because the formula is a little bit more dry. It dries faster, and so it doesn't drop my lashes as much. This is just the normal black shade. I've had this for quite a while. It's time to go for sure. I really like the wand of the Tower 28 mascaras because it curves and I feel like it hugs my lashes really well. I do think it holds a curl okay. For a non-Korean beauty mascara, it's fine. Definitely doesn't hold it as much as a Korean beauty mascara though. I would repurchase this. I have repurchased it in the past. As far as like non-Korean beauty mascaras go, this is definitely my favorite, but it just doesn't compare to my Korean beauty mascaras. And my favorite Korean beauty mascaras are these from Ramand. These are the Han All Fix mascaras. This specific one is in the shade Long Hazel, I believe, which is a brown. It has kind of a more tapered one that has a curve in it, like similar to the Tower 28 one, but this is a natural bristles. I like the brown shade of this a lot. I feel like it's still dark enough to like tint my lashes a good color, but not too dark where it's just a black mascara. I also love the normal like volumizing black. That's my usual go-to for the Ramand Han All Fix mascara, but these are great. They don't smudge on me. They last a really long time, and I'm really glad to have these in my collection. And during my last Olive Young order, I did purchase a couple more of these as backups for the next couple of months here. Like, I love these. I don't want to go without them. They're pretty much the only mascaras that I found work for me really well, and they're more affordable than some of the other Korean beauty mascaras. So if it's not broken, why fix it? I do really like these, and I will continue to repurchase them. This is maybe cheating just a little bit, just a tiny bit, but I feel like I'm close enough to being done with both of these. I'm just gonna say it in my empties now, and then when I finish these up completely, I don't have to like hold on to my trash, because I think I'm gonna finish these up very soon, within the next like 15 days, by the end of the month. So these are both in my project pan. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer plus 4% niacinamide, and if you can see, there is like no product in here. I think this will take me maybe 3 more uses to finish up completely. I honestly have been really liking this. I feel like it does a good job of making my base stay on for a little bit longer. I'm just so close to being done with it that I feel like I should just be able to call it empty in a couple of days, and if I were to film this video like a couple of days later, I definitely would have finished this. So I'm gonna call this an empty now. I do like this. I would probably repurchase it if it didn't have so many primers. I know this is like a recurring theme. I have so many. I cannot like get myself to buy more right now. If I were to use up all my primers, I would consider repurchasing this one. I do like it well enough, and it is pretty affordable. And the last thing is this Essence All About Matte Fixing Compact Powder. Most of the powder is just right around the edges. It is so thin. I'm definitely gonna finish this within the next month, like before my next Project Pan update. One thing about Essence packaging, it's so cheap. Every single Essence compact breaks on me, even when I'm not traveling. But the formula itself is really good. I've been liking it a lot. I use this as a touch-up powder and it looks nice. I use this as my setting powder in the morning and it looks nice. Really can't go wrong with this. It's like $3 or $4 and it's just good. It doesn't leave a white cast. I feel like this is a great powder. It goes by very, very quickly. Like I think I started this maybe 2 months ago in my Project Pan and I am almost done with it. So I do like it. I think I'm gonna finish it soon. Yeah, I'm just glad to be able to use up some more makeup products because you know I have so many. I really shouldn't have this many, but these are gonna be considered empties as well for this 6-month rotation, and then I will just start all of my other empties next month. That is everything. This basket is empty now. Besides this coupon from Meyer, I don't know why this is in here, to be honest, but that is everything. I feel like that was a lot of products. I don't know how much this is actually going to be. I am terrible at like guesstimating, but it feels like a lot, and like the basket felt very full. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already. And if there's anything in here you want a more detailed description of, I know I kind of went through these kind of fast, please let me know. I'm happy to answer more questions. But yeah, I am really happy with the amount that I finished. I feel like it's so satisfying seeing all of these empties, especially after hoarding them for like 6 months now. I am definitely gonna throw these away today, but I am so happy. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you liked this video, be sure to like and subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys.